For those who have learned music theory and learned about simple harmonic concept, you may have one way or another being introduced to the famous circle of fifth. Some may even say that this is the holy grail of tonal music. But what if I say that the circle of fifth is actually useless? Hey folks, Yagu Saputra here with Kabisra Music. Well, before I tell you why circle of fifth is practically useless, you first have to know what the heck a circle of fifth is. For those who are not familiar with the circle of fifth, you should first watch my previous video called The Wonders of the Circle of Fifth. Ironic pretty much, right? You can find the link of that video in the description below. I really encourage you to watch that video first so that I can trash the circle of fifth better. Well, I'm just kidding. What I mean is so you get the right context, right? As I mentioned in my previous video, musicians have used the circle of fifth diagram for a number of reasons. But the main reason why many musicians consider this as the holy grail of tonal music is that it has been used to explain the most basic harmonic progression, which is the 5-1 progression. We also often call it the dominant-tonic progression. It's basically a succession of chords whose roots descend in fifths, from the fifth degree or the dominant to the first degree or the tonic. Let's see these easy examples of 5-1 progressions, G7 to C major. Look, if you start with the G7 chord, that means the root is G. This root has to go down in fifth. So you count G as the first note, go down by second you got F, go down by third you got E, by fourth you got D, by fifth finally you arrive in C, the tonic chord in this instance. Voila, the circle of fifth. This actually gets more interesting. The 5-1 progression can be preceded by a 2-chord minor to create an even longer and a more cohesive harmonic progressions, often called the 2-5-1 progression. And guess what? The root of the second chord happens to be fit away from the fifth chord. Like in this example of 2-5-1 in C, which is D minor, G7, C. D going down by fifth, we got G. G going down by fifth, we got C. Wait, even more fascinating, that you can create a chain of secondary dominance from one key to another key by playing along the circle of fifth, and it would have sounded amazing. Let's say we want to start in E7 and arrive in C major 7. All you have to do is to spot E7 in the circle of fifth and going down the path until you arrive at your target chord, which is C major 7. Man, it's absolutely amazing. So if the circle of fifth is so amazing, what makes it so useless? Well, do you notice something? All this time, I've been explaining all those wonderful and practical progressions in counterclockwise or in reverse, haven't I? Why would I explain a progression that is supposed to move forward like this with a diagram that makes me move backward or in reverse? I think it's very counterintuitive, isn't it? That's why I think circle of fifths sucks. Let me say this again. For the purpose of explaining tonal harmonic progression, circle of fifth is very impractical, very counterintuitive, so it's basically useless. Is there a better way to have a diagram that moves forward in the directions of the 5-1 progression? Well, actually there is. It is the mirroring sisters of the circle of fifth, which is the circle of fourth. If you go counterclockwise on a circle of fifth, you're basically creating a circle of fourth. And in order to remember any sequence of 2-5-1 progression, this will be your best friend, not the circle of fifth. Let's try this. Say you want to play a secondary dominant chain that arrives in D flat major 7, starting in C7. All you have to do now is to locate your target chord and starting chord, and then you can cruise forward in the circle of fourth. Isn't that much easier? The two circles are basically giving the same exact information. The only difference is just the directions. But that's exactly the problem. When thinking about harmonic progression, the directions of the circle of fifth often throws people off. It's crazy how many times my students and my colleagues come to me with this kind of confusion, just because they've been told to use the circle of fifth as their guide. I really don't understand why most textbooks are still promoting the circle of fifth, while apparently the circle of fourth is a much more intuitive in thinking about harmonic progression. So if you are a music theory teacher who is teaching 2-5-1 progression, please stop using the confusing diagram. just use the circle of 4. Trust me, it will help your students to understand better and faster. And if you're currently learning 251 and have the same problem, let me give you a quick tip. Just ditch the circle of fifth. And hey, I also created a circle of 4 diagram for you. You can find the download link below, so you can print it out, stick it to your wall, and there it is, your majestic reference. That's it, folks. Let me know what you think about the circle of fifth. Do you think it's useful or do you think it sucks? Let me know by leaving a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell so you become the first to know when I upload the next video. At last, thanks for watching. See you at the next video.